You just bought a new Dell keyboard and mouse combo, and you're not quite sure how to get them connected to your computer. Come to the right place. In this video, I'm going to walk you through, number one, the types of layouts that you might encounter on a Dell keyboard, and the types of mice that you might encounter as well, just so this kind of covers all the bases as much as possible. What we're looking at here is one of the newer basic models of Dell keyboards. Again, this is with one of the keyboard and mouse combos, and this is a USB receiver only. Now, what you're looking at here in the top right-hand corner is indicator lights. And you might be wondering, what are these A lock and one lock and battery lights? Well, the battery is probably obvious. It's a low battery indicator. If that light's on, you need to replace your battery. Well, the A, I mean, you might have already figured this out, but a knucklehead like me didn't figure it out. A is caps lock, and the one is your number lock. So from what we're seeing here on this particular keyboard right now, caps lock is on and the number lock is on. All right. Next thing I want to do is look at another option that you might see. On this particular keyboard, when we zoom in, there's our caps lock and there is our number lock once again. But now we've got a couple of other indicators that we're not really quite sure are what's going on here. So you have your low battery indicator. This time it's a little bit more obvious that it's a low battery indicator. Again, if that's on, you want to change your battery. The next light over, that is your USB receiver light. It's letting you know that the keyboard is set to connect to the included USB receiver. All right. And then the one next to it, that is a Bluetooth option. So in this case, with this particular keyboard, you have the option of connecting it to two devices. All right. You could have one device that is connecting to using the included USB receiver, and then you could have a whole nother computer that you're connecting it to using Bluetooth. Now, the button right below those lights is the button that you want to use to select to go through the selecting process. So that button is used to toggle which option you want. So you can either go from one USB receiver, or you can go and hit it again and toggle over to two, which is your Bluetooth option. Now, another keyboard layout that you might run into is this one, where there's no indicator lights or anything like that in the top right-hand corner at all. Instead, what you're looking at here is the F keys are what you use for toggling between the different modes of connecting to your computer. In this case, F10 is for the USB receiver. You click on F2. That is for the first Bluetooth option, and F12 is for the second Bluetooth option. So in this case, with this higher end keyboard, you have 3 devices that you can connect to. All right. So once you have that kind of figured out, guess what? Like I said, we also have options with our mice. So some of the mice from Dell, you can pop open the top, and that's where you're going to get to the included USB receiver, and that USB receiver that's stored in the mouse when it's not being used. That is what you use for both your keyboard and your mouse. All right. So you pop the top off, you pull the USB receiver out, and of course, what you're looking at here is a AA battery that you would pop in to the mouse. Something to keep in mind here is Dell's really cool is they do include these Duracell models with the keyboard and mouse. You don't have to buy these. These are included. All right. Now, the other option of the mouse, of course, is you have the bottom comes off. And when you pull that bottom off, the USB receiver's in a little storage hole inside the mouse. And then, of course, you've got the section where you're going to pop that AA battery. Okay. So once you have all that, the next option is if you only have a keyboard and mouse that's USB receiver only, you're simply going to plug in the USB receiver and turn the mouse on, turn the keyboard on. They're going to connect their factory, their paired at the factory at Dell. So you just turn those on and they should just rock and roll for you. All right. Now, if you have a higher end model that also has Bluetooth, at that point, what you're going to want to do is you need to select between, you need to use the selector to go from the USB receiver to that Bluetooth option or to the second Bluetooth option, depending on what model you're using. Now, if you're using a higher end model that has a selector to go from USB receiver to Bluetooth or Bluetooth 2, depending on how many options you have, you're going to want to make sure that it's selected on the proper setting. All right, so on the mouse here, what we're looking at is we have the USB receiver option, and then a Bluetooth option, and then another Bluetooth option. And so you want to make sure in this case that we are trying to connect it with the USB receiver. You want to make sure that that number 1 is selected. And you would just push that little button right here, and that toggles you between USB receiver. Click it again, goes to Bluetooth. Click it again, it goes to the next Bluetooth. You just want to make sure you click it and that 1 is selected. Now for the keyboard, we're going to just make sure that you'll either click on F10 for the USB receiver on this one. On other versions of keyboards, again, you'll want to press this button right here. And again, as we can see here, it is selected for the USB receiver, and you are good to go. So what do we do if you don't want to use the USB receiver, or you've already used it and you're wanting to connect the keyboard and mouse to another computer using Bluetooth? All right. In that case, first thing you want to do, and that is you want to make sure that you have Bluetooth devices turned on. So you go over here to your Windows Start menu, you click on that, and you start typing Bluetooth and other devices, and you click into Bluetooth and other devices. It's the best match, and that's usually the case. And once that's open, you want to make sure that Bluetooth is on. It is on in this case. And then what you want to do is, you can see I've got a lot of different devices on here. You want to scroll down and you'll find a section for device settings, and there's an option here for show notifications to connect using Swift Pair. Make sure that is turned on as well. So what you want to do next is you want to go in and go to your mouse, hit that button that I was telling you about. Make sure that you're moving that over to that Bluetooth selection number 2 or number 3 if you have that option and you want to use number 3. It doesn't matter. Just press it once to get it there. If it doesn't connect immediately, hold it down so it gets into pairing mode. And then once it's paired, you're good to go. Now, once it's paired, you'll get a pop-up over on your computer that says connect. And you just click on connect and you are good to go. All right. After that, you go back into your keyboard now, and you want to click on your F11 to select that if it's one that has the F keys. All right. If it doesn't have the F keys, then what you'll want to do is if it's the model that has, again, that option to to toggle between them, that button, you'll want to use that button and toggle to the Bluetooth option. Now, once you do that, you're going to get a Bluetooth found again over on that computer. Look for this pop-up that says Bluetooth, and then you click on the connection option. All right. Once you've done that, go ahead and click on connect, and then you're going to get a series of numbers that you're going to need to actually type into the keyboard. All right, type those in. It's going to say, all right, everything's connected, and then you are going to be good to go. All right, so that is how you go through and connect your new Dell keyboard and mouse combo to your computer, and again, an overview of all the different options you might run into depending on the types of model of combo that you end up buying. That's it for today, everybody. I'm Sean, the Tech Gremlin Warrior. Thank you for watching.